First, we're going to be sitting around eating pizza and trying to build a robot. It's opened a whole new world for me.
Before I got in, I honestly didn't know what to expect.
I had no idea what to expect.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
My career, my entire life.
The way they solve problems is unbelievable.
Ready to address big problems.
It helped me to take the initiative and problem solve.
I thought it was just like a small little organization, and it's so much bigger than I ever thought this would be.
So I expected to get some electrical training. I'm prepared to be an engineer.
A whole different perspective of what I want to do with my future.
This is what I want to do. This is so cool.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please provide a warm welcome for your Master of Ceremonies from Elasticity, Mark Sutherland.
Well, good morning. Good morning, St. Louis. Welcome to the 2014 First Robotics Competition and this year's exciting game, Aerial Assist. It's great to see so many teams out here, so many robot fans. I'm anxious to see what creative solutions you have all come up with for this year's demanding challenge. It's definitely going to be exciting. I see we have teams here from, and I expect you to make some noise when I name your states: Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, and I'm curious, do we have any teams here from Missouri? Before we get to the game, we'd like to send you a little message from first founder Dean Kamen, National Advisor Woody Flowers, and National President Don Bossie.
Welcome to the Midwest Regional. I've been at FIRST for about a year now. I thought there'd be lots of chances to meet creative, energetic young people as they work through the challenges of a FIRST robotics season. I'd heard FIRST kids were the best of the best, and wow, have you been impressive. Here's what I didn't quite realize: the quality of character and depth of commitment of the FIRST mentoring community. Thank you, mentors, so much. You really are the secret sauce that makes FIRST so special. Congratulations to all of you on another fantastic FIRST robotics season. Now here's a quick message from Dean and Woody.
Congratulations on building a robot to play Aerial Assist.
It's simple, right? Just 4 aspects. You acquire a ball, you assist your partners, you advance down the field, and you score.
You've already demonstrated your ability to achieve these tasks while building your robot. You've had to acquire new skills in design, programming, fabrication, and troubleshooting, just to name a few.
No single person built your robot. It's the result of an entire team of mentors, sponsors, and students assisting each other, mastering new skills to advance to the goal of creating your robot. Now there are 2,500 unique solutions to that one problem.
And now you're here to score. You've accomplished your goal. As a community, we celebrate that success.
FIRST is not about today's game, nor about the wonderful build process you just completed. FIRST is about preparing for life.
And life won't be simple. I'll guarantee you there'll be tougher challenges than building a robot in just 6 weeks. You'll need to acquire new skills in technology, communications, and leadership.
Along the way, be ready to assist others and to accept assistance. The problems you face require teams working together. You need to become part of a strong network of collaborators and friends.
Leveraging your skills, experiences, and networks will position you to advance solutions. You'll need to test ideas along the way, document difficulties when things go wrong, and make critical improvements to your innovative solutions.
These steps will position you to score, to find solutions, to have a meaningful and rewarding life, to be part of something much bigger than just self.
FIRST is not about robots. It's not just a game played on a field. FIRST is preparing you for some of life's greatest challenges. But for now, let's celebrate, have some fun, and enjoy Aerial Assist.
I would now like to introduce the president of FIRST, Don Bossie.
Good morning, St. Louis! Are you excited to be here? So I know high school kids aren't all that awake this time of the morning, and that didn't sound all that awake. So let's try it again. Are you excited to be here? All right, I heard a little adrenaline that time. Well, I am excited to be here. Many of you may know First headquarters is in Manchester, New Hampshire, but in many respects, St. Louis is our second home. And as many of you will be participating, and I hope all of you will be participating, we'll be back here in 6 weeks for our World Championship. And I hope all of you, I know at least 6 teams are going to be on the floor at that World Championship, but I really hope all of you come out and show your support and your enthusiasm and your excitement about the First community. It'll be 3 or 4 days of a lot of fun, and hope to see you all back here then. I actually want to tell a little bit of a story of how St. Louis came to become First second home. And it actually all comes down to kind of one man, and it's one man, and you may be thinking, oh, Dean or Woody. It's neither of those folks. It's a man by the name of Lou Doerr. Now, I don't know how many people in the room know Lou Doerr or have ever met Lou Doerr, but he was a regular guy. He was an engineer, lived here in St. Louis, had a wonderful family, 5 kids, lived in a regular house in a regular neighborhood. And one day he had the opportunity to meet Dean and hear about First. And that man asked the question, why doesn't this exist in my high school, or the high school I went to? And so through his passion and his commitment and his enthusiasm, he roped in all his kids, he roped in all his neighbors, and he roped in everybody he could find to become First St. Louis. And since that day, our presence and our involvement in St. Louis has grown and grown and grown to the point where First St. Louis now is our partner for Junior First Lego League, First Lego League, First Tech Challenge, and the First Robotics competition. So why do I tell this story? 2 reasons. One, if you ever think a single person cannot change the world or have a huge impact on a community, you're wrong. And Lou Doerr is proof of that. That one man made the change that has brought First into the lifeblood of St. Louis. And we're forever grateful for that. Now, the sad part of the story is, unfortunately, Lou Doerr passed away just a few months ago. But what I want to say is Lou Doerr is very much here with us today in spirit, and he's looking down on us, saying, go First, go St. Louis, go kids. We'll always keep Lou in our heart, and we are the living legacy to what that one man has created here in St. Louis. Let me see a show of hands. Are there any rookie teams in the room or rookie team members? Let's see, get your hands up. Little louder, come on. Little noise. So you're in good company, because I am a rookie this year as well. I just joined First 9 months ago, so this is my first robotics season. I can tell you, I think this is about the 8th aerial assist event I've been to. A little piece of advice to all the teams. Scouting and alliance selection really, really matter in this game. There's a lot of emphasis on teamwork, and that's a lot of what First is about, and what life is about is teamwork. So I hope you have a wonderful time. We want to welcome all the rookies. If you were sitting near someone who raised their hand when I just asked, please introduce yourself to them and welcome them to the most gracious community on earth. So now I want to take one last second. I think everybody's probably heard the phrase, it takes a village. And I think First is living proof of that, in that it really takes a lot of people and a lot of capabilities coming together to make First work. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank 3 very special groups of people. The first is our sponsors, the people that really sort of help with their very generous and gracious contributions to help put on this event, but also to help fund teams and to help fund a lot of capabilities for First in St. Louis. And in particular for this event, I'd like to recognize Emerson Corporation, Boeing Corporation, MasterCard International, and the St. Louis Science Center. They all made today possible. Now, the second element that really makes FIRST successful is our volunteers. And I'm going to tell you an interesting statistic. Last year, FIRST benefited from 8.8 million volunteer hours. That means people gave 8.8 million hours of their own personal time just purely to help the kids and to help FIRST. Now, I think when you hear the number 8.8 million hours, you say, that's a pretty big number, but I wanted to put it in a scale that might mean something to the kids in the audience. So I will warn you that if your teacher ever decides to assign you 8.8 million hours of homework one night, you will be busy doing that homework nonstop for the next 1,000 years. That's a millennium. That is an amazing amount of volunteer hours. And that's the real reason why FIRST works, because people are so generous with their time. So please join me in recognizing our judges, our referees, our event volunteers, our inspectors. All these people are here because they care about you. And lastly, kids, I really need your help with this. This is important. The last, and in many regards, the most important group at FIRST that I'd like to recognize are the mentors, the coaches, the teachers, and parents who have worked with you, not just over the last 6, 8, 10 weeks, but year-round to help make this season successful, to make sure that you get the most out of this activity, and to make sure that you grow and learn along the way. So please join me in a huge round of applause for the mentors and coaches and teachers. So with that, I just want to wish everyone a great event. Good luck, have a lot of fun, and let's show the world what the true meaning of gracious professionalism and cooperation really are. Have a great time.
Thank you, Don. Our next speaker has been working in the interactive industry for over 12 years, leading and managing projects ranging from the development of video games to the creation of Department of Defense communication hardware. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Pixel Press Technologies, Robin Rath.
Well, thank you for that intro. It's great to be here. First of all, I want everyone to give themselves a round of applause. This is an amazing event. It's great to be here. My first experience with robotics was when I was working in downtown a couple years ago, and I went to our local grocery store, and the entire grocery store was filled with students walking around in different colored t-shirts and looked like they were doing something really exciting. And I went down to Edward Jones Dome and saw what you guys were doing, and it was just thoroughly impressed, and that got me really excited about being here today. So I'm going to ask a little bit of a rhetorical question. No need to raise your hands, but who in this room has a computer at home? Who has a video game system? Who has a 3D printer? How about a VCR? Well, when I was growing up, I would say very few people I knew had a computer, not too many people had video game systems, and no one had ever even heard of a 3D printer, but everyone had a VCR. The first thing that I remember taking apart was our very first VCR. It was very big, it literally weighed about 50 pounds, and after I took it apart, I learned that it had an electrical amplifier in it that had enough juice still in it, and it shocked me pretty good. So I've learned very quickly and quite painfully to respect technology, especially technology that was on the cutting edge of development, which yes, a VCR was at one point on the cutting edge of development. I also played a lot of video games growing up. The original Super Mario Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog, all the classics that I'm sure all of you know. So my passion for taking things apart was extended to what I hope to do with a video game system, which is to take it apart and learn how to create video games. But that didn't work out so well. Instead, I just got in trouble with my parents. Because we didn't have computers until I was older, the closest I ever got to making video games was drawing video game ideas on a piece of paper. So fast forward 20 years. I've had the opportunity to play with some really cool technology, I've worked with geospatial satellite technology equipment. I've worked with emergency room communication tool equipment. And in the last year, I was thinking to myself, with all of this amazing technology, shouldn't I be able to turn video game drawings into actual playable video games? So I met up with a lot of friends, talked to a lot of people, just like you guys are working with friends today. We grabbed a video camera, and we made this clip. So the cool thing about that was we didn't write any code. We just made that video with our computer. And we were inspired by people just like you guys to take that idea to the next level. 3 months later, we launched a Kickstarter campaign. We raised over $100,000, and we've since been working for the last 9 months building the product that you see there. We'll be releasing Pixel Press in the next coming months, and we're really excited about the future to let kids, people just like you guys, get into creating your own video games. So, thank you very much for being here. You guys are an inspiration to me. It's exciting for you to have all the tools that you have available to you, to work together as a team, to create amazing things. What you guys are learning here in this room is going to apply. You're doing fundraising efforts, you're doing marketing efforts. All of these things are going to apply to what you do in your future with business and in life. So congratulations and have a great time.
Thank you, Robin. So let's meet the folks in the blue shirts, our judges. I'm going to have them stand and wave at you and look relatively cute while I read their name. Betty Bowersox, Neil Putz, James Caesar, Bill Kreckler, Abe Adewala, Linda Godwin, Gordon Robinson, John White, Kristen Robertson, Bill Lamana, Terry Schmidt, Mark Shipley, Andrew Whipple, Bert Vescalani, John Lakey, our judge advisor and relatively cool guy, Kent Sheen, Holly Little, Jasenka French, Richard Martin, Vince Arter Jr., Will Perkins, Don Snyder, and Han Ko. Please give them a round of applause. So judges, thank you for your time and efforts. There's a difficult job this weekend for all of us to do. There's another group of people you'll get to know here on the playing field. Their job is to ensure fair play, to help you play within the rules of the game, and to help all teams compete like crazy while remembering their gracious professionalism. Their rulings are final, and there will be no replays. Please welcome your referees, led by head referee Frank Kuziak.
All right, how's everyone doing?
All right. My name is Frank. This is my ref crew. Hey, before I introduce my ref crew, I want to tell everyone here to look at guests, see who here doesn't know the game, and please explain the game to them, okay? Be gracious. If you see someone who's confused about the game, please explain it to them. And so, to introduce my ref crew, we have Jonathan. I see some teams that aren't cheering. All right, you got that, Jonathan?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Russ. Nancy. Fred. Tom. Helping us out is Bill. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a great competition.
Thank you, Frank. Safety. It's a priority at first, and to help us emphasize this and to keep us all safe at this competition, I'd like to introduce our lead safety advisor, Chris Daniels, and the UL safety advisors. Thanks, guys. And congratulations to Team 3324, the Metrobots, for their terrific award-winning safety animation. Let's check it out. Very nice. Good job, guys. So FIRST is a volunteer-driven organization which relies on dedicated volunteers in the field at every level for all programs. Without volunteers, this just would not be possible today. Quite simply, without volunteer support, FIRST would not be FIRST. And the small FIRST staff wants to lead the thanks to the volunteers around the world.
FIRST is changing lives and building a better future. Volunteers, we couldn't do it without your talents, passion, and heart. Here at FIRST headquarters, we just want to say
Teşekkürler.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
多谢
Спасибо.
Ta. Thank you.
Iniche, inibara.
Domo arigato.
Thank you.
Zikomo kwambiri.
Thank you.
Sheshe.
Thank you. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you.
Danka.
Thanks, eh?
Grazie. Malachkwa. Thanks. Toda.
Thank you.
Merci. Obrigado. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, FIRST volunteers.
No matter how you say it, we appreciate everything you do. You make the difference. You make us FIRST.
Let's give a big thanks to all the volunteers here at the FIRST St. Louis Regional. Big round of applause for them, please. So mentors and coaches are critical to the learning experience and a team's success. We realize that many of you are also mentoring teams for other FIRST programs, Junior FIRST Lego League, FIRST Lego League, and the FIRST Tech Challenge. So a big thanks to all the mentors and coaches for all your dedication and efforts on behalf of all FIRST programs. You really are all making a huge difference. Thank you. FIRST will meet you wherever you are. Whatever your age or ability, there's a FIRST program for you. To find out more, you can go to the FIRST website, usfirst.org, for more information on any of the programs. But before we set our robots into action today, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to stand for our national anthem, performed with a choir made up of your peers, Robo Voices.
stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, of the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
All right, teams, come out, power up your robots. The other voice you'll be hearing